Hydroplanes Unlimited, the world's largest, fastest surface-skimming, power-packed speedboats, have gathered in Seattle, Washington to compete in the 44th running of the Gold Cup Classic, most famous of all speedboat races. The trophy itself is a thing of beauty. Made of pure gold, it was created in 1904 by the American Powerboat Association. The history of the winners of this coveted trophy parallels the conquest of speed on the water. First winner of the Gold Cup was the boat Standard, which won the race with a terrific speed of 23 6/10 miles per hour. Baby Speed Demon 2 raised the winning speed to over 50 miles per hour in 1914. In 1920, Gar Wood startled the world by winning with a remarkable speed of 70 miles per hour, a record that stood for 26 years. It was in 1946 that Guy Lombardo in Tempo 6 finally raised the average, but by less than 1 mile per hour. Stan Sayers boosted the heat record to over 80 miles an hour in 1950, and as winner of the race, selected his home club in Seattle as the site of this year's classic. The boats have gathered in the pits adjacent to the race course, where mechanics are working to get them in peak condition. The crew on Jack Schaefer's Golden Crust is busy tuning the carburetors on the Rolls-Royce engine. On such crust, Jack Schaefer's other boat, a factory representative helps adjust a new set of spark plugs. The job is finally done, and such crust is lifted from her trailer and swung into the air. Although weighing more than a ton, the boat is handled with ease by the pit crane and lowered gently into the water for a trial. Gale 2, Joe Shanett's boat, is back in the water after a near tragic accident during the qualifying runs. Walter Cade makes some last-minute adjustments on Horace Dodge's My Sweetie, holder of the record for the fastest lap in the Gold Cup race. Stan Sayers' newest entry, Slow Motion 5, is given a final inspection. This boat was finished only 2 weeks ago and is being raced for the first time in competition. Hornet, Major Dodge's other entry, receives a final check. There's Bill Cantrell, driver of the Hornet. Let's talk to him.
Bill, we'd like to ask you a little bit about this boat. That's a brand new job, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the first race. She just started building her in March, and finished her up in April. Started getting her the power plant in it in May, right after I come back from Indianapolis.
Speaking of that power plant, what is it?
It's an Allison, 1,500 horsepower, same as a slow motion power plant.
Have any idea how fast she's going to run?
No, I don't. It's untried quality, so I brought her down here for the first race to try to find out the bugs in her and how she stacks up against the rest of them, so I'll know what to work with the rest of the year.
You're driving her?
Oh, yeah. It's all new boats, you know. It takes a good while, what we call a year, to get all the bugs out, which is really about 3 to 5 months of hard running to get them in condition for campaigning. Like everything new, you have to get all the weak spots fixed up and the strong ones cut down a little bit. So it's quite a job getting one of them ready.
Fine, and thanks a lot, and good luck to you on both your boats.
Thanks a lot. Okay, Bill.
We have with us here the only triple threat man in the Gold Cup racing business. That's Moreland Sal. Moreland, your Hurricane 4 has been rebuilt this year, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Can you tell us briefly what you did to it?
Well, we put a new deck on it, cut the deck, and put a new deck on the boat, and changed the bottom, widened out the tunnel, changed the angle of attack on the sponsons, and made the boat considerably lighter than it used to be.
And more maneuverable?
Oh, yes.
You think she runs faster?
Very maneuverable.
You're pretty happy with the rebuilding job?
Very happy with it.
I mentioned the fact that you're the only triple threat man in the business. That means you're the owner, the chief mechanic, and the driver of this craft. Is that right?
That's right.
And you're also representing Southern California?
Yes, Lido Island Yacht Club.
This is Danny Foster, the driver of the Such Crust here, Jack Schaefer's Detroit boat. Danny, we want to wish you luck in the race here.
Thank
you. What are you expecting from your boat?
Well, Bob, it's been quite a boat itself's been in quite a few races and has been quite consistent, and I'm striving for consistency again today.
She was started running in 47, didn't she?
That's right.
It'll be the 4th Gold Cup then.
That's right.
And the sister ship here, the Golden Crust, that's all ready to go too, isn't it?
That's right. We had a little trouble when we first arrived. We've changed an engine and expect to run quite well with it too.
This is Ted Jones, Stan Sayers, and Lou Fadgel, drivers and owner of the Slow Motions 4 and 5. Ted and Lou, you were in the Slow 4 last year when she won the Gold Cup at Detroit, weren't you?
That's correct. Ted Jones drove her in the Gold Cup, and I drove her in the Harmsworth.
I see. And who drives which today?
I'm driving 5. Ted's going to handle number 4.
I see. And Stan, do you have anything to say on the eve of the race? Have you been sleeping lately?
Not worth mentioning, and if you want to know what I'm going to do today is pray a little bit.
Well, that might help a little, too. Well, we want to wish you all the luck in the world, and we know that your hospitality out here has been much appreciated by all these other boats. We certainly wish the Slow Motions 4 and 5 all the luck in the race. Good luck, boys.
Sure.
Ted, Lou.
Thank you.
Stan.
Thank you.
We're here at the Lake Washington Yacht Basin now talking to Chuck Thompson, the driver, and Walter Dawson, one of the co-owners of the Miss Pepsi, which is tied up right beside us. And I guess you're having a little trouble with the oil there, are you, Chuck?
Just with one engine. We're having a little trouble maintaining the quantity of oil in the one tank.
And you're working against time now. You've got 2 motors there. They're all coupled together into one gearbox, as I understand.
Yeah, that's right. Something has developed on the trip from Detroit over here, and what it is, we're unable to find it.
Fine. And Mr. Dawson, just like to ask you what you think about the race course here and the conditions out there.
I think you got a very fine race course. Matter of fact, I think it's just about as nice as we have been on. Moreover, I'm very happy with the hospitality and the courtesies and everything that the fine people of Seattle have given us.
The race is to be held on the protected waters of beautiful Lake Washington. The 3-mile course is laid out in the shape of an oval. Boats travel around it in a counterclockwise direction. 10 laps around for each heat, 3 heats making up the race. As race time nears, Horace Dodge puts on his life jacket and climbs into My Sweetie, having elected to drive the first heat himself. Dodge and Walter Cade have a last-minute conference on race strategy as My Sweetie heads for the starting line. A crowd of more than 250,000 anxious spectators are on hand to view the race. Many of them come in their own yachts and tie up to the log boom along the straightaway of the course. The big starting clock shows that there are just 10 seconds left. And there are the boats running for the starting line. Slow-mo 5 is first across with the others close behind. At the south turn, Slow-mo 5 comes out to an early lead, with Miss Pepsi a close second. Have strung out at the end of the first lap. Still in the lead is Slow Motion 5. Pepsi second, then Hornet, and Gale 2. Slow-mo 4, Such Crust, and Hurricane are closely bunched. In the third lap, it's Slow-mo 5 still in front. Miss Pepsi right behind. The others follow in close order. Something is wrong with Such Crust. She's slowing down. My Sweetie and Quicksilver are dropping back. Look at the way Slow-mo 5 skims over the water. She's a 3-point suspension hydroplane and is designed to ride on only a few scant inches of surface at this speed. She's doing about 150 miles per hour. Number 5 overtakes My Sweetie. Miss Pepsi is falling back. She's losing oil and can't keep up. Slow-mo 5 hits the turn at top speed. Look at her buck. Fadgel is really driving with a heavy foot. It's Hornet in second place now. Such Crust and Pepsi have dropped out. The Slow-Mo 4 is in third. Gale 2, now in fourth place, makes a spectacular sight as she throws a rooster tail wake high into the air. Hurricane, easily recognized by her big white tail fin, is now running in fifth place. Quicksilver in sixth place and My Sweetie seventh round the north turn and head into the straightaway. My Sweetie, a multiple-step hydroplane of Hacker design, lunges through the water with a characteristic porpoise-like motion. Number 5 comes into another turn. She has now lapped every boat in the field except Hornet. Slow-Mo 4, last year's winner, is still holding on to third place. Lou Fadgel in number 5 is trying to lap Hornet. Can he do it? He is closing the gap. They're around the turn now, and Slow-Mo 5 is in the lead. She has lapped every boat in the race. The winner of the first heat, Slow Motion 5. Hornet second, and Slow-Mo 4 is third. Lou Fadgel in Slow-Mo 5 comes into the official barge after the first heat and learns that he has set a new lap record of 108 6/10 miles per hour. Bill Cantrell climbs wearily out of Hornet after the grueling first heat. Mechanics swarm over Slow Motion 4, checking spark plugs and batteries, getting her into shape for the second heat. Refueled and ready to go, Slow-Mo 5, Lou Fadgel driving, takes off for the starting line. Danny Foster is now at the controls of Hornet, starting out for the second heat. Here they come. And again it's Slow-Mo 5 first across the line, followed by Slow-Mo 4, Hornet, Hurricane, and My Sweetie. As they go into the south turn, number 5 has built up quite a lead. Number 4 is in second place, and Hornet is third. The boats skim along the smooth waters of the lake at terrific speeds. Drivers agree that this is one of the best courses they have ever raced on. There's number 5 again, still in the lead. Slow-Mo 4 is in second. Hornet is closing up. Gale 2 is close behind. Lauren Weissel has trouble holding Hurricane down as she bucks around the north turn. With her 1,500 horsepower Allison engine purring, Slow-Mo 5 continues to pull away from the other boats. A year ago in Detroit, Sears was told that the Gold Cup was only being loaned to him. With Slow-Mo 5 now in the lead, it looks like the Cup will stay in Seattle. Hornet and Slow-Mo 4 are neck and neck with 5 well out in front. The race for second place this heat is between Slow-Mo 4 and Hornet. And now Hornet is passing number 4. Slow-Mo 5 races for the finish line and wins the second heat. Hornet second and Slow-Mo 4 comes in third. while away the time between heats with a dip in the cool waters of the lake. From under the span of the bridge for the start of the third heat. That's Danny Foster and Hornet converging on the other boat. He seems to be having trouble keeping the boat under control. Number 5 is being crowded off the course. But with a burst of speed, Lou Fagel maneuvers around Hornet and crosses the line right on the gun. The boat streaked down the stretch at speeds of over 150 miles an hour. Slow-mo 5 rounds the north turn and again is in command of the race. Hornet and Hurricane race on, but are unable to match the tremendous speed of the new slow-motion boat. Gale 2 gets a late start. Having just come from the pits, she cuts in front of Slow-mo 5. This is the first year the Gold Cup has been held west of the Mississippi, but probably not the last. Quicksilver turns in close to the barge. Lathia's really giving her the gun. Wait, the boat's in trouble. She's flipped over. Quicksilver's disappeared. Within seconds, a patrol boat rushes to the scene. The flagman tries to warn other boats of the tragedy, but they continue around the course, unaware of what has happened. Finally, the race drivers see the signal, come into the barge, and learn that Quicksilver has gone to the bottom with her driver and mechanic. This is the first fatality in the long history of Gold Cup racing. Because of the tragedy, referee Mel Crook, with Commodore Phil Smith, decided to call the race at the end of the second heat, and Slow Motion 5 is declared the winner. Lou Fagel is helped onto the barge by owner Stan Sayers, who, with Ted Jones, the designer, receives the congratulations of the crowd.
Knowing full well that the boat was old.
Awards for the winners in the Gold Cup race are being made at a special banquet given by the Seattle Yacht Club. Commodore Phil Smith is presenting the trophy for second place.
A grand sportsman, a fine gentleman, an addition to any seafarer or Gold Cup race, no matter where it is held. And I'd like to have Major Horace Dodge step forward and receive the second place plaque.
A plaque for third place, as well as the Gold Cup, was won by Stan Sayers.
And we'll start with the lesser one first. You, as you know, received the trophy for third place, which was won by Ted Jones in Slow Motion 4. It's a plaque which we're very proud to present to you at this time.
Mr. Sayers also won the Martini Rossi Trophy for the fastest heat and the Aaron DeRoy Trophy for the fastest lap in the Gold Cup race. Between them, the two slow-mos have held all the trophies awarded in the Gold Cup Classic.
The most sought-after trophy in the world today, a trophy emblematic of the unlimited hydroplane championship of the world, a trophy that we're all very proud of, and we have all learned to love at the Seattle Yacht Club and in Seattle proper. congratulate you on one of the most marvelous achievements of any sportsman in the world today.
And so, even as this year's Gold Cup is being awarded to Stan Sayers, owners and drivers are already thinking of next year's race, next year's designs, next year's boats, in that never-ending pursuit of speed on the water.